Hey everyone, this is Jennifer with DP Addiction Adventures. Welcome back. So this is going to be an update and a little mini drill with me. I just kind of wanted to show you my work in progress. I decided to stop my gorgeous girl collecting the stars and work on my custom. And this is the Mad Hatter. He sits up like this. This is the bottom of his jacket. His hat's up here. And then it says, all the best people are crazy. And the word crazy is right here. And I was so excited. This is a Hurricane custom that I decided to jump over to this. This is the first time I've worked on excuse me, I need some coffee. Two paintings at a time. And so yeah, I wanted to start with this, and I learned how to use the multi-drill. This was the 3, and everything was going along really easily as I was going from right to left. I decided to then go from left to right because I was running into that the diamonds were edging out more and more, and I thought, well, maybe I need to snap them into place. And when I got to the middle, which is right about under the A and the C and crazy, the diamonds did not snap into place, and now they're starting to pop out. They don't like each other. I don't know if they got in an argument in the middle of the night. And so I've tried like stretching the canvas. I've tried going back and poking them down. At night I lay my mat, which is really heavy, on top of it, and then put books on top of it just to kind of see if that will help when I'm not working on it. So I don't know how it's going to work on this side because I haven't filled everything in yet. So I don't know if this is still going to be a struggle for the whole piece. And if it is, I will just be a little bit disappointed, but I'll work through it. Because they printed it this way, the key is here, but I turned it because I wanted to work from the bottom of his coat up. However, that means the symbols are sideways, and so sometimes, excuse me, pardon me, that's really rude. Sometimes it makes it hard because Hurricane has more complicated symbols, but we will live, we will adjust and get through it. So yeah, I also wanted to give an update on the gorgeous girls that I had ordered. I got great feedback in a couple of the earlier videos that maybe it was, just to bring you up to speed, I had ordered a spring and a fall custom gorgeous girl, which is just these cute little cartoon like dog girls in different scenes, and they have an adorable little face but no smile, and so it's just super cute. Their body language just tells you whether they're happy or sad or whatnot. And I got one of a girl laying in the flowers, and it's very spring colors, purples, greens, pinks, yellows. And I got another girl laying in the leaves. And I received my Hurricane package. I was supposed to have 2 in the package. I only had 1. When I opened it, it was the spring, the girl laying in the grass with the butterflies and the flowers. And the colors looked like they matched, but they didn't. The quantities were all off. The DMC numbers didn't match. It's as if somebody had fallen asleep when they were putting the 2 together. And so I had contacted Hurricane. However, my bad luck and good luck is that it was I received these during the time everybody was ordering customs with their big sale. So they did answer me back within 24 hours, and they were like, we don't know what happened. We'll be more than happy to send you another another kit because they didn't want a chance just sending drills and the key on the kit was, or on the canvas was wrong, or just sending me a canvas and the drills were wrong. So they are just going to process the whole thing brand new and send it. Meanwhile, the leaf package, the girling and the leaves had not come either. And so they are sending both again. And today I had asked for a tracking number, so I'm sure they'll get back to me on that number. The rest of my customs, which I believe I've ordered 13 total, I have received package number tracking numbers, and they are on their way. So we will see. I will say I love the drills. The drills are tight. They snap into place. I currently don't have my light pad on. I have a really bad headache today, and the light pad just makes it a little worse, even though it helps my eyes strain less. So in most of these are a dark background with white. Like right now I have a maroon background with a white O. So they're pretty easy for me to see. But when the light pad's on, you can't see it. Like it is that tight. And that's why I think I was running into trouble over here. So as long as I can't really do checkerboard here, the confetti concept does it itself with how many times I have to change colors. I'm hoping that that'll be the case. But in this area, everything went really well. I changed to a checkerboard, and so nothing's trying to pop out. It's over here. And then this area, you can't see, it might be off camera, was where I was doing checkerboard also before I was trying to use my multi-placer. So yeah, that's kind of what's happening in the Huacan world, or the custom world. I also wanted to share a funny story about my dog and I. I had been up super late last week. My daughter was at Camp Grandma and Grandpa's, so my husband and I were empty nesters for the week. And he had gone to bed, and I am a night owl. And so I was up diamond painting and messing around, and it was maybe 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, well, I better force myself to go to bed because I have to get up and go to work. And as a therapist, you know, your mind has to be somewhat awake when you're talking to people. At least I would want my therapist to be awake. And so it was 1 o'clock. I was letting our dog out, and all of a sudden it went silent. Like our dog raced off the porch like I've never seen her race before. She had cut around the house so sharply that she didn't turn on the motion detector of the garage, which she, you know, that's normally what happens, and then I can see her in the backyard. And so it went dead silent. And you know how it is with kids, let alone dogs, when it goes silent, usually that means they're up to no good. And so I was calling, Zoe, Zoe, treat, treat, and I was trying to get her in, and nothing. And that's not like her. Usually if you say the T word, I don't want to keep saying it or she'll run down here, she will come racing. Like that is, like, you don't mess with that word. And I even called like bone, bone, and she knows that word too, and nothing. Well, then all of a sudden I hear the jingle of her collar tags, and I look up, and she's coming out of the darkness like a scary movie, and she has what looks like this huge rat hanging out of her mouth. And I'm half asleep mentally, not enough for not diamond painting, but like I had already shut off my intellectual capacity, you know, around 11 p.m. So this is 1 o'clock in the morning, and we have a glass slider that so she saw me, and her tail starts wagging like crazy, and she starts coming towards the door like she's super excited that she caught this thing. And this thing is laying limp in her mouth, and I just, oh my gosh, I flipped out. And we leave our bedroom door open, and I was just like, I slammed the glass door shut so she couldn't come in with the animal. And I yelled to my husband, who was, I'm sure, passed out asleep. And I can just imagine him, like, vaulting out of bed. You know, you hear your wife or your kids screaming. Of course, you're going to be like, what in the world is going on? And that protective instinct goes into play. And he's like, what? And I'm like, Zoe caught a dead animal or something like that. I can't remember. And so he comes out and he's scratching his head. He's half asleep. And he's like, what? What's going on? And I'm like, I'm twitching myself because I don't know why. I'm usually not like that, but for some reason I wasn't dealing very well with it. And so I'm like, Zoe has and I realized it wasn't a rat, it was a possum. And by this point, she had walked up to the stairs that led to the glass slider and dropped the possum, and it was like, I looked down at it through the slider and it's twitching. And there are some blood spots, and I thought she had killed it or it was, a fatal injury. And I'm standing there in shock. My husband comes out, he's looking at it, and he's like, ew. And then we're both like, what are we going to do with this thing at 1 o'clock in the morning? So at that time, my brain was not thinking possums play possums when that's how they survive. They play dead. And in my brain, all I saw was blood. All I saw was this dog who had, grabbed this animal. And so we ended up cracking the slider, doing a treat, because every time she tried to come in, she kept trying to pick up the animal and bring the animal in with her. And so finally, we hold out this bone treat thing that was too enticing and managed to get her in without her bringing the animal in. And she went right into her kennel, and her kennel's like her second home. That's where she feels safe. And so we just let her lay there. She was very confused because I'm sure she thought we should be very happy that she brought us this thing and that she protected the house from this possum creature. But we weren't, and we didn't scold her or anything. She did this all on her own. Meanwhile, my husband and I are having this conversation in the doorway on our back patio area, and we're like, what are we going to do with this possum? And he's like, I don't know, because our garage isn't attached, and so he had to go buy the possum to get to the garage to get a shovel to dispose of this creature. And I was like, you know what, it's just really late. Why don't we go back to bed? Nobody can get to it. It's not like our daughter was home and was going to go out the door and step on it. And so we're like, we're just going to leave it here, and in the morning you can deal with it. And then as we're closing the back door, I look at him and I was like, okay, I know you. At 6 o'clock in the morning, you are not going to remember that there's a dead possum on our back stoop. So he gets this Post-it note out, and he writes on it, remember to remove the deceased. And I just lost it. I think I was slap happy. So here we are, kidless in the middle of the night, walking around like zombies, laughing over this half-dead possum on our back stoop. So in the morning, of course, we didn't sleep very well because our dog sleeps in our room but not on our bed. She has a bed on the floor, but she tends to somehow, some way, crawl up in our bed in the middle of the night. And we're partially allergic to dogs. So if we sleep in the dog hair, we have really bad allergies, and we'll wake up with, bad migraines or scratchy throats. And so we're always kicking her out of bed. And I was scared to death because I didn't want her crawling up into bed in the middle of the night and get possum blood or whatever all over our comforter. And so I just didn't sleep very well. So finally, he gets up, and so I'm listening to him as he's opening the back door, and nothing, like no shovel scrape, no, ooh, he's still here, nothing. And so I've got my radar ears on, waiting. And then he's gone for like 5 minutes. And then all of a sudden he comes in the back and he starts singing like that song that you sing at Easter. He arose, he arose, he is risen. And I just lost it. So evidently that's when 2 and 2 entered my head, and I realized, duh, the possum played dead and is no longer there. And what had taken him so long is he just wanted to check that it hadn't tried to crawl away and died halfway in our yard, because when he let the dog out, he didn't want the dog to shred a dead possum. So that is my possum story that has to do with diamond painting and the fact that I diamond paint way too late at night and it gets me in trouble. So yeah, I don't know, take it or leave it, shut off the video if it's boring. It's sad. That's one of the most interesting things that happened to us this past week when we were kidless, but that's how life rolls at times when, you're in your 30s. So, anyway, I just wanted to try the concept of a drill with me, and I thought I would test it out on this story and see if I could think about where I'm going to put these drills while I'm talking as well. And I saw a drill with me done by Brandy. Great job, Brandy. I'm sorry, Brandy, you did do a great job. But this drill with me was from, I think, Stitcherista. I think that's, I'm so sorry if I get that name wrong. But it's the YouTube tag, and it just tells different stories. And I thought that was so interesting. Stories like of embarrassment or of, boyfriends, past boyfriends, or, holiday catastrophes, things like that. So if this drill with me goes well and I publish it and, I'm actually getting the drills where they're supposed to go, then I definitely think that's what I'm going to do if I do another drill with me. So yeah, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for subscribing if you like this to my channel. Give it a thumbs up if you do. And I hope that you have a wonderful possumless night. And until next time. So I am supposed to get some stuff in the mail tomorrow. So maybe there's an unboxing in our future. We will have to see. So have a great one and be blessed.